Whenever you're considering a move or just visiting a new area, you are bound to have a ton of questions. Well, today we're going to tackle some of the top things that I get asked about the Niagara region. One is even a pet peeve of mine, so be sure to stick around to the end where I set the record straight. I'm Kelly Dafoe, and if we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm a realtor right here in Niagara, helping families take the stress and worry out of their real estate goals. Let's dive right in. As a real estate agent, one of the questions I'm asked time and time again is about the housing market, specifically what the least and most expensive places to buy a home are. So let's start with the highest price area first, and that would be beautiful Niagara-on-the-Lake. In 2021, the average home price was just over $1,043,000, with Font Hill being a close second. The most affordable spot to purchase a home for the second year running was a great little beach town of Port Colborne, where the median home price was just over $505,000. Both locations have some pretty unique qualities, and waterfront options are possible in both markets. For all you dog lovers out there, my clients will often ask if our community is dog friendly. Being a dog lover myself, my answer is always a resounding yes. While dogs on leash are welcome in most public areas and sidewalks, there are also several dog parks, including some off-leash parks for Fido to romp around and meet new friends. Many patios even welcome our four-legged companions, as does the large outlet shopping mall in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So we've made sure our pooches are taken care of. How about our kids? The next question we'll discuss is what the school systems are like in the region. Like many areas, we have a public board known as the District School Board of Niagara, which has 90 elementary schools and 20 secondary schools. The Niagara Catholic District School Board has 51 elementary schools and 18 high schools. Both boards offer kindergarten to grade 12 in both English and French immersion. There are also Christian schools throughout the region, as well as a large homeschool community. And I'm not talking about the recent pandemic style of homeschooling out of necessity. Let's not forget Brock University and two campuses of Niagara College that are a huge draw for those seeking post-secondary education. If you're moving to Niagara without a job already, a natural question is, what industry is the region known for? Where to start? There's just so much, we could be here for days. To name a few, we have education providers, healthcare workers, marine carriers, automotive plants like GM. Call centers, agricultural and greenhouses are very popular, as are wineries and our booming hospitality industry. Of course, we have construction, retail, transportation, and finance to boot. Really, there's something for everyone. Let's tackle one more question before we get to that pet peeve of mine. Young or not so young, people will always ask, what are the main attractions in the area? Besides the obvious tourism magnet that is Niagara Falls and all that it entails, this area has so much to keep a person entertained. There are endless trails for hiking, biking, and walking, a performing arts center and Shaw Festival for live theater, wine tasting and touring, craft brew houses are also a lot of fun to check out, history and museums, as well as exploring Fort George. The endless culinary delights are also sure to please. I covered a bit of this in a previous video about relocating during the pandemic, so if you haven't already watched it, I'll link to it for some further attraction information. And that brings us to the final question I'll cover today. If you're from the area, you'll understand why this is a bit of a pet peeve. The question itself isn't bothersome. In fact, I'm happy when people recognize the need for clarification. The question often goes something like this. Niagara and Niagara Falls are the same, right? That's like saying Kansas and Kansas City are one and the same. No, sir. Pro tip, if you want to sound like you're not a newbie to the area, the region of Niagara is made up of 12 municipalities, one of which is the city of Niagara Falls. Now that you know the difference, it will be a little pet peeve of yours as well. There's so much to see and do here in Niagara. Like I said earlier, I go into a bit more detail about some of these attractions in a previous video, and I'll leave the link in case you want to check it out. Do you have a favorite gem that you'd like to share? I'm always looking for new experiences to try, so drop some details below.